The Chinese regime expressed full support for Argentina's claim to the Falklands, following a visit from Argentina's President Alberto Fernandez, where he basically signed up to China's Belt and Road Infrastructure Initiative, which is a state-backed campaign for global influence. According to a statement on the website of the Chinese embassy in the United Kingdom, the Chinese regime said that Argentina should be able to fully exercise its sovereignty over the Malvinas, Falklands Island issues. So this is something extremely delicate that could evolve into something quite dangerous, because we need to remember that the United Kingdom and Argentina basically staged a pretty significant war in the 80s over this particular territory. A dispute, a pretty old dispute, where Argentina essentially claimed that the Falklands are part of their territory, given the fact that this region of the world is actually pretty close to Argentina. It is in the same region as Argentina. However, this region has always been controlled by the United Kingdom, and during the 80s, the Argentinian government essentially decided to take this territory, prompting a geopolitical situation in which then British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher decided essentially to start an armed conflict to Argentina, an armed conflict that eventually the United Kingdom won. So this declaration of the Chinese regime is extremely dangerous, and it is another evidence of how Beijing is making every single effort to destabilize the most powerful and the most important democracy and economies of the West. So in this situation, both Argentina and China also signed an agreement in which China reasserted its support for Argentina's claim to the Falklands, while at the same time, because this wasn't for free, of course, so you may be wondering, what does Beijing ask Alberto Fernandez to do? So this situation was basically easy. China expressed support for Argentina's claims on the Falklands, while President Alberto Fernandez, backed Xi Jinping's One China policy, which main element is essentially the claim that Taiwan is part of China. Taiwan is not independent, Taiwan is part of China. So Alberto Fernandez had to agree with this claim. Of course, following the statement from the Chinese embassy in the United Kingdom, the UK's Foreign Secretary Liz Truss said, and I'm quoting, "We completely reject any question over sovereignty of the Falklands. The Falklands are part of the British family, and we will defend the right to self-determination." So getting to this point, the main question that most people could be asking themselves is, could there be a possible war between Argentina and the United Kingdom? Could the Falklands War be repeated right now? I mean, of course, it is quite possible. It is an undeniable fact that, just like I always said in these videos, politics is the realm of unpredictability, of uncertainty. Well, it is a fact that this could definitely happen. I honestly believe it is not possible. I think it is not possible because we're talking about a war in which, just like it happened before, it will be quite possible that the United States will defend the United Kingdom. Despite this thing about the Monroe Doctrine, we could be talking about a situation in which Argentina will be nothing more than the extension of China in this region. I mean, this could be actually considered some kind of proxy war in which Argentina is just representing China's interest. So I don't think this could be possible. I honestly believe this is nothing more than a move from China essentially to create a lot of Well, a lot of chaos essentially in diplomatic terms, and of course a very positive situation for Argentina and President Alberto Fernandez to create and to strengthen the most important alliance that this government have in the world, which are currently Russia and China. Reporting from Medellin, Colombia, Luis Orozco, Newsweek.